What's up? Today is March 25th, 2026. And as always, we are live, baby. An OTD production. Today's number is 333. You've been seeing it? This message is definitely for you. My dog. You see the title? Is procrastination an illusion? Listen, I remember the first time I ever heard the word procrastination. 7th grade English. I still remember the worksheet. It was a kid, and he was supposed to mow the lawn, but he kept putting it off. And then when he finally went to go do it, the grass was so high up. His hair was all over the place. And the word was procrastination. And something about that always stuck with me. And as a former procrastinator, trust me when I say, I know the struggle. But I'm here to tell you, that's not you. That doesn't have to be you. Woo! Hello. Thank you so much for joining me. You already know. My name is Coach Jazz. This is Overcome the Doubt. You're watching this on Jazz TV. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at always ALWAYS_OTB. Senor, relax. Lay down, okay? That's my dog. Official mascot, Apollo. Follow us at Overcome the Doubt, YouTube, Instagram, and make sure you follow the website, overcomethedoubt.com. We're going to have exclusive content that lives on there because a lot of times there's a lot of censorship out here. You know, I want to give y'all the sauce. I don't want to have to censor myself when it comes to helping you guys grow. People say, I'm a procrastinator. But what does that really mean? It means you delay what matters. But here's the truth. You're not doing nothing, right? You're just doing something else. In the age of social media, what could that be? Scrolling, watching, avoiding. You see, so the real question is not, why am I procrastinating? The real question is, why is this not important enough to do it right now? Ooh. Yeah, think about that. And when you reframe, that's where the shift actually occurs. Because, let's be honest, if something truly matters to you, you will make time for it. No excuses. If something truly matters to you, if someone truly matters to you, you will make time for it. If you've been on the hunt for a job and you've been unemployed for months and you finally get an interview for your dream job, you've been trying, do you think you're going to be late to that? If it really matters to you, you think you'll be late to that? Of course not. Now, if somebody, maybe you're dating someone and they're your dream person. This is the person you've been praying to the Most High for. And here they are in front of you. You've been waiting for this person. So you're going to make time in your schedule for them. But if they don't matter to you, you won't make time. You can tell yourself otherwise. But the reality is, you're not important enough to me to make time for you. Yeah, I keep it real over here. TD, we keep it real because that's all we have. Authenticity. And a lot of people won't tell you that. Over here, Coach Jazz keeps it real. You got to be built strong, or we'll build you to be stronger so that you can handle the truth, and that will take you farther. When you're hungry, don't you eat? When you need money, don't you work? When something feels urgent, you move. If a lion came out of nowhere and started barreling at you, are you not running away? Right? So if you're not moving, and you're stuck. It's not a time problem. What you actually have is a priority problem. Your mind is choosing comfort instead of growth. Easy over important. Now, that doesn't make you weak. It just means your system is off. There is an unbalance within you. And here's what most people don't see or don't realize. It's really behind procrastination. It's doubt, it's fear, it's overthinking. You delay because you ask yourself these questions. I know I did. What if I fail? What if I'm not ready? What if it doesn't work again? So instead of facing that feeling, you avoid it. And then y'all call it procrastination. But really, it's a form of protection. You're protecting yourself. And so your mind is trying to keep you safe. And so I want to ask you again, what if you're not lazy? What if you're just avoiding something that matters? I'm going to repeat that. What if you're just avoiding something that matters? Ask yourself, what is the life you want? Is sitting behind the things you keep putting off? How are you going to get the life you want? The problem is never time, but what your mind believes is important. I want to make this very simple. You will never fix procrastination by forcing action. You fix it by fixing your priorities. So ask yourself, why does this matter to me? If your answer is weak, you will not move. If your answer is strong, then you will act. What I want you to do is I want you to shrink the task. Don't think big. Think in terms of small. But Jazz, you want us to play small? No, I don't want you to play small. I want you to start with one step. What do I say? You take one baby step, it goes into another baby step, and now you're taking bigger steps to bigger steps to bigger steps, into gigantic steps. One action, one move. And then lastly, stop. I hate this. I don't like to say the word hate, but stop waiting to feel ready. You will not. Movement creates clarity. When you go through the ebbs and flows and you gain experience, that's when you begin to feel ready. You got to start moving. And so you're not a procrastinator. That's not who you are. Tell yourself, I'm not a procrastinator. This is just a pattern I have been repeating. Patterns can change. Humans can change their habits. It does take 21 days to change a habit, though. And then you could become someone who acts. You could become someone who is decisive. You can become someone who is constantly moving forward. But first, you have to take back control of your priorities. And there's a deeper layer to this. You're not going to be able to get all of this in this one line. See, how your mind ranks what matters, how it chooses comfort over growth, and how to rewire that completely. That's something we go a lot more deeper in at Overcome the Doubt. Once you fix that, everything changes, including avoidant behavior. So the next time that you say, I'll do it later, I want you to pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself, is this really not that important? Or am I just avoiding? Because your future, yours, hello, is built by what you stop putting off. It really is an illusion. So many things within social media is meant to distract you. Attention is, in fact, currency. And so when you're mindlessly scrolling, now, keyword is mindlessly, and you're ingesting content that you can't learn from, is not valuable, then it's just brain rot. And sometimes I get it. Life is so difficult. We need a little escapism. We need a little moment to just laugh our asses off, right? Sometimes I like to watch, the kid videos with the babies and they're just being mad funny. They just do the darndest things, children. And so sometimes if I'm feeling sad or whatever, magically, one of those videos will just pop on my feed. And you know what? I'm like, all right, let me check this out. Wow. I watch it and I'm laugh. I may watch a couple of videos, but I stop because I know I have other things to be doing that are important. To say that sometimes feeding your soul, whether it's laughter, whatever emotion you're currently lacking in that you think you can get it from somewhere else, it serves a purpose. But when it's now 4 hours later and you haven't gotten anything done that you actually need to survive, make money, enrich yourself, your mind, your body, your soul, and you're procrastinating. I will say this personally, I have always, for most of my life, put a lot of things off. A lot of times it wasn't because I was procrastinating, I thought it was, but it was because I was writing something, an essay. I didn't like to write it ahead of time because right before whatever it was due, I look back and I read it and it's like a different version. I'm like a different version of myself. I read it back and I'm like, you know what? I don't really like this. I think I could have worded it better. I think that I could go in this direction. And then I wind up rewriting it. I always waited to the last minute because I knew artistically, creatively, that's where I thrive. I thrive off pressure. That's another one of my superpowers. Pressure builds diamonds, correct? I do not fold. I rise every single time. And that's why I made a name for myself in entertainment because it didn't matter what pressure was getting thrown at me. The kid is going to handle it. As a leader, I'm going to delegate and make sure that everybody's on the same page and that everyone is put in their place so we all can succeed. That's what a leader does. I don't fold under pressure. I get it done. But as I get older and I want to live the more, what do they say, the soft girl life, I don't want to be dealing with no pressure like that. If I got to, I'll handle it. But I'd rather not have to do it. And so now what do? I have a whiteboard. You see this whiteboard right here? When I'm not on live or teaching y'all with messages and things like that, I am writing what I need to do for the day in order of priority. And usually the last thing on my list is something that if I get to today, beautiful. If I don't, it's not a problem because it's not a priority. So this is just a little tip, okay? Mind you, a lot of this stuff is going to be in our newsletter and on the website. What you can do, get yourself a whiteboard, nice and big if you can afford one. If not, get some paper, put it on your wall, whatever you need, okay? Take a moment is what I like to do. This is personal. Before I go to sleep, I write down on my board my priorities for the next day. What it is I need to get done in order of importance. Maybe I'm working on the website. Maybe I'm creating content. Maybe I'm, trademarking something or having to file something legally for the business. I don't know. And maybe that requires a certain date and time that it needs to be due by. Or maybe I have a doctor's appointment or I have this or whatever it is. And I write it down the night before. And so the last thing on my mind is not me scrolling whatever video. It's okay. This is what I need to do tomorrow. And I have it right in front of me and I'm looking and I double check. I double check to make sure it's in order of priority and importance. But that's something, if you feel you're a procrastinator, that you can literally do right now, tomorrow. You could even use your phone. You could speak in your notes app and be like, okay, I got to do this tomorrow. I got this. Do it in order of importance. Don't do it just randomly. Think about it and think, what are my priorities? What do I need to do? Those are the best things that you can do. Start writing things down. The power of writing is tremendous. We're in an age of technology where most people they're not writing nothing no more. I'm speaking into my phone. Hey Siri, do this. Hey Alexa. Hey Roberto. I don't know. Maybe they got a Spanish version. I don't know. But the power of writing, there's something powerful about that. You will feel less like a procrastinator. Get your priorities in check, people. Just like to do little nuggets. I don't want to overload y'all. I see a lot of people doing 50 and 40, and I started doing that in the beginning. As I go live more, I will refine. But I don't want to overload y'all. I want you to get the information and I want you to apply it. Do not just watch me and don't take no action because then it won't work. And I'm here to help y'all. I need y'all to take the inspiration I give you and take inspired action. Faith without works is dead. Okay? I know a lot of pastors and the prosperity gospel and, just pray, pray, pray. And yes, pray, but move, act. Faith without works is dead. There's not enough praying in the world if you don't move and you don't take action. So go outside, smell the roses if you can, take a walk, get some exercise, make your priority list, come back to the channel and the video and comment if it's worked for you. I would love to hear that. I told you the number is 333. If you've been seeing it, this message is definitely for you. If not, write down what number you might be seeing. This is just the numbers that I see, and I just share them with y'all. As always, this was an OTD production, and together we can overcome the doubt. Always. Listen, take care. I gotta walk my dog. I gotta try. My foot's jacked up. We won't get far, but he's waiting for me. He's over there and he's looking at me like, are you done? Yes, Papi, I'm done. All right. Take care.